This is it, episode 557, No Laugh Track Podcast, here in Minneapolis, Minnesota at Acme Comedy Company. Not one guest this week, two guests this week. One has four legs, one has two.
We got Pete and Diesel. Hi, Diesel. Yeah, he's not funny.
You said he learned how to talk since the last time you were here.
Yeah, he learned how to talk. He says 5 jokes. That's what he does. No, it's funny. He does make me laugh all the time. Okay, he wants down. All
Let
right.
me down.
Well, you started the podcast, dude.
For people that are only doing audio, the Pete's service dog, Diesel, was sitting on his lap here.
Yeah.
Now is on the carpeting here on the stage.
Yep.
Checking everything out.
Yeah, he's a French bulldog. He's a blue Frenchie, if you want to visualize it.
There we go.
Yeah, he's one of the most beautiful dogs. We walk through airports and people just stop and they'll be like, "Can I take a picture of him?" And I'm like, imagine that was a kid. That'd be so creepy. Can I take a picture? There was a lady at the Phoenix airport at baggage claim that came over, and she just like walks up with her phone showing me something, and I was like, what is she showing me? And she was showing me a picture that she creeped and like took in like 3x of him from a distance back in December. She goes, I took a picture of your dog in December, and I can't stop looking at it. He's in my favorites. And I was like, okay, all right, lady, that's wild. And
Did she recognize you from anything?
No.
No, you're just a stranger with a cute dog.
Yeah, we were
Wow.
we were walking in Scottsdale. We were just on a walk, and this guy in a Dodge Charger. He was a fan of mine. I later ran into him at Fry's grocery store, and he's like, I was the guy that yelled at. But he rolled down his window and he goes, Diesel, and like Diesel's a real tough. He's like the most masculine animal I've ever met. He just walks around with his shoulders puffed up, and so the fact that a guy in a Dodge Charger, like he's the Dodge Charger of dogs.
Yes.
It was like Diesel. He just looked like yeah. Of course that guy knows me. That's pretty cool. Yeah, of course he does.
Yeah, if you look closely, I think Diesel has a Dodge Charger bumper sticker on his butt.
Yeah, he does. He does. He has Calvin pissing on. You remember those?
Of course.
Those things.
Please, of course
Yeah.
I do.
Those stickers have obviously been replaced by political ones.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah. My stick figure family peeing all over your stick figure
Yeah,
family or
exactly.
something
One
like
of those
that,
things.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Or Trump on Biden or something like
Yeah,
that.
one of those things.
Absolutely. Well, so I had to look back at my notes because I'm like, we didn't do this last year? Is that possible? We didn't.
I think it's been, the last time I was here, we didn't do this?
November 2022 was the last time you were here.
I was actually thinking about that because I was trying to write down bits that I was going to do this week that I don't think I did the last time.
Okay.
And then I was like, when was I here? And so November 2022 was the last time I was here. Oh, I have a lot of new stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then this is going to be great.
I'm expecting. After we do this, I'm heading straight home, picking up my wife, and coming right back here.
Oh, heck yeah.
For the show tonight.
Well, that means I don't have to pick her up. She
Wait a minute.
She was texting me.
No,
She's like, Will you
wait.
pick me
If
up?
that's an option, I'd rather just. It's a
Yeah.
long drive.
Yeah, no, she was like, I was like, hey, no, it's not like an affair sort of a thing. It's just like I'm that kind of guy that I was like, Justin's got a lot on his plate. I just have to do a show.
That's right. I need an oil change, so you'll be helping me out.
Oh, that's in the cards too. That's in the cards.
Wow.
But
Thank
yeah,
you so much.
wow, that so this week what I'm doing, so I have to send a tape to Netflix for a special, and they're back in the business of guys like me and Chad Daniels, Midwestern people or whatever that they realize that their base is kind of us, and and like thanks to like Chad's special just doing really well. Now we got the call that they want me to submit. It's not like, hey, you got a special, but hey, you need to submit.
Okay.
So this week I wrote down a set list of what I think my hour is going to be. And I still am going to do a lot of improv with the crowd. I'm still going to, riff about Minneapolis and do whatever I normally do.
Yep.
But within the weekend, I need to like compile this hour to send to them to go, hey, could this be a special? And
Wow.
So I'm going to do that this weekend.
That's
so,
how much. Did they ask for that much?
They want an hour. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. It's stupid. They're never going to watch an hour.
That's what I was thinking.
They're going to watch the first 10 minutes of it and go, yeah, we like Peter, we don't. It's like a hoop you have to jump through.
Sure.
And but I think with me, the powers that be at Netflix, they like I literally see them like my Instagrams and my TikToks and stuff like that. Like I know them, and they're on there. Like they watch my stories, and So I know that they know that I'm doing well, online metrically.
Yeah.
But I put up almost exclusively crowd work because I don't want to release any of this material until it's ready to be released.
Yeah.
And so my manager was like, they think you just do crowd work now. And I'm like, well, I could see that if you're only seeing that, but they don't realize that I'm hiding all the material because I want to do a Netflix. And people go, well, why don't you put it on YouTube? Ari Shaffir got this many views and he made this much money. And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't have his followers. So if I released a special right now on YouTube, it would be like shouting into a paper bag.
Think so?
Yeah, it would just.
There is that new thing where it's like the person with the big name will be like, now it's like Nate Bargatze presenting Joe Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Right? Like now they're doing that type of thing.
Now they're doing that type of thing. Well, I've been following the numbers on that, and they'll get 1 million views on Nate's page. And I'm not saying this about Joe Zimmerman. I love him, by the way. He's brilliant. But when you look at, I always look at how it translates to their like Instagram and TikTok numbers, because like I think those are the official like credit score of our business.
Listen to that.
And it doesn't translate at all.
Okay.
And those people also pick up 0 follows on their YouTube pages. And
Really? Okay.
So it's like I want to do something that I believe that since my last special, it was on Showtime, and it should have been called If a Tree Falls in the Woods, because it was great, but nobody saw it, nobody heard it. I was doing a joke for a while that I was like, yeah, I did a special on Showtime, and my mom goes, oh, is that on Netflix? I was like, yeah, nobody saw it. It was really fantastic. And to be honest, I should just send Netflix my Showtime special and go, yeah, this is what I want to do.
Hey, no one saw this. Just put it up.
Yeah, I should just not worry about taping this, but I should just send them that. They'll be like, this is really well done. I'll be like, yeah, I taped that myself with my own camera.
Yeah. Can we blame Showtime for not promoting things enough, or
no? It's just like it's a platform that has a lot less people on it.
Yeah.
Like to give, and so does HBO. Like so. I got an offer to submit for an HBO special, and this was last year. And I went and I did the thing that I'm doing now, and I compiled the whole thing. I sent it to them. They're like, we love it. And then I actually changed my mind. I was like, I don't want to do a special on HBO, and
wow.
And it's because they're fucking garbage. I like, sorry to swear on the thing. Like, there's House of Dragons, right? And then there's probably there's like a Nicole Kidman show or whatever. Yeah. And then there's something else. But other than that, they got nothing. And then like Nikki Glazer just she's one of my best friends. I helped her do a tiny little bit of a pinch of writing on her latest special. And Someday You'll Die is what her special is named, and it's.
I just have to say that my couple weeks ago, my wife's like, I think I'm starting to like Nikki Glazer.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
And I go, okay, cool. I go, what's this based on? Well, I'm seeing her clips on TikTok, and she likes Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
her Taylor Swift fandom got my wife to want to watch, and so then that night we watched her special on HBO, which is really good.
That's something that I'm gonna tell Nikki about. And she's going to love it because, I mean, Nikki literally is taking her parents on a European Taylor Swift tour, and they're just going to all the shows. And, I mean, I flew over there to see Tool, but, like, one of my friends is in the band, and that's why I flew over there to see them. But, like she loves Taylor so much. It's become a part of her. It's fantastic. But
I love it.
To go back to the metrics,
yes.
Like Netflix used to never show you the metrics, right? And like I know for a fact that Nikki's special, her last special on Netflix, got really like high ratings. She's an excellent comedian, one of the best. But then she chose to do an HBO special, and this is coming off of a Deadline article, I believe it was.
Okay.
Well, it said Nikki Glazer has the highest viewed special ever in HBO history, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be like 20 million views, and this was coming off of the Tom Brady roast, and, which that really
huge.
She was.
Everybody's talking about her.
We have an agreement between us that I don't write like really nice things to her because I have a tendency to overdo it. But after that, I go. That was hands down the best comedy set of any kind that I've ever seen. Her roast was so good. Well, her special at the time that it set a record had 2.2 million views, which like compared to some of the Netflix numbers, and I'm sure compared to her last Netflix, it's like. I don't want to be on a platform where your max is 2.2 million. Like I have weeks where I get more than 2.2 million on my Instagram.
For sure. Oh, I'm sure.
On my TikTok. Why in the hell would I want to spend like your material is currency.
Yeah.
And HBO I think has like I want to say it's like 30 million people worldwide that have it, which is a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I think it's a lot of people that don't ever go onto the platform. First of all, they keep changing the name. Oh, it's HBO. Oh, it's HBO Max. Now it's Max. Then I just tried to sign in to watch something the other day, and I couldn't even get in. And they're like, you got to create a new just Max password.
Been there.
I think so many people.
Been there.
I think 28 million out of the 30 million people that have HBO are like, dude, I'll keep paying for this, but I'm not creating another.
I think
password.
my wife has the login. I don't know, right?
Yeah. But anyway, so her special is Emmy nominated. That like I'm so proud of her. It should be she credit where credit's due. But yeah, this is not anything really about her. It's just that I either want to do a Netflix special or I don't want to do one.
Wow.
And
first I've ever heard someone say that on this podcast.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you have the Andrew Schultz of the world, who he's my good friend, but he was like a while ago. He was like, Netflix is dead. I only want to do YouTube, but that's because he had millions of followers on his page, and so he's going to get paid. And realistically, if you have a lot of followers on your YouTube, you're actually going to get paid way more than Netflix would pay you.
Wow.
And that's why a lot of people are turning to that.
Yeah.
But I don't have that. Like I'm still at a point, almost 27 years into my career, where I need a platform to put me out there.
Yeah.
And I think I have a product that's worth it, which sounds like I work for 3M. But
we've been in the labs for 20 years working on this formula.
But yeah, since my last special, I've written 3 hours of great material, and now I'm gonna whittle it down to one and do it this week and send it to them and see if it sticks. And
so what I've seen that you've done since the last time you were at this club doing an hour, and of course I didn't miss that, is I've seen many of your clips, the crowd work clips on social media, TikTok, Instagram, etc. And then of course I saw your 5 or 6 minutes on the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Back in what was that, January this year?
Yeah, it was. It's wild. I don't even remember.
Oh, the Tonight Show. Yes, it was.
Oh yeah, I don't even remember that.
Well, how many times? I don't know.
Yeah, it was a thing I did. It was just part of a day. It was part of it. That was my favorite Tonight Show that I've ever done, and it was wild. Jimmy came up to me, afterwards, and my wife and some of our friends were there, and then her parents were there, and her. You always hear the story about the father-in-law that's disapproving. My father-in-law couldn't be more proud of me.
Awesome.
My father-in-law will take a city like Minneapolis and be like, I've always wanted to see Minneapolis. There's a museum there I want to see, and you have your shows, and he'll fly there and come hang out with me for the weekend.
Wow.
And he'll watch my shows, and we'll have beers and all that kind of stuff. But so he's already proud of me. But Jimmy Fallon came up to my father-in-law and goes, your daughter married one of the best comedians, and I'm like, what?
Nice.
And he goes, that was hands down the best Tonight Show set I've ever seen. And while I was doing it, I felt like it was a really good Tonight Show set. I felt the most relaxed I've ever felt. I just felt like I was hanging out. But I think part of that was I wasn't wearing a suit. I always wear black T-shirts on stage, and I just wore a black T-shirt with just a jacket over it. But even just
I noticed.
Yeah. I finally got on the Tonight Show. I finally got to wear what I would wear, but just with one little layer. But I felt like
I noticed.
I wore my normal show pants. I did buy new shoes, but I just felt like I was hanging out.
That set was so good.
Thank you.
It was so good. That's fantastic. That is seriously though. How many do you know? I'm sure you know off the top of your head. How many Tonight Shows is that now?
That's number 8.
Wow.
And number 6 was here.
Yeah, that's
Remember
right.
I filmed it here because it was during the pandemic, and
they were doing those remote ones.
They were doing the remote ones, so I did it here, which is fantastic. Yeah.
Very, very, very cool. That set was fantastic. So is any of that still in the set?
Oh yeah.
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 I hope so. It's good.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely putting the there was some drinking stuff, some wife stuff. I think the last 2 Tonight shows are going to be in it. I'm pretty sure that that stuff will make the cut.
Okay.
But it's also one of those things where to send to Netflix, I might even send them a cut without that stuff, and then when it comes down to taping it, you can just do whatever you want that day. So like sometimes because they get nitpicky about rules, all the deciders go, well, that's been done on a different platform, and you go, okay, all right, but like almost every time that you tape something, or at least I do it now, maybe it's being this far in, you go, okay, yeah, I'll play by your rules, and then once you're up there with a microphone and cameras, you just say whatever you want to say.
Nice.
You say whatever you want to say, and then they go, well, all right. And then when it comes to editing, they'll be like, we should keep that in. And I'm like, yeah. It turns out that these people they're stand-up comedy experts. They've worked in the business for 20 years. They've never fucking done stand-up. Like I don't know how to say that.
Yeah.
That's like Jim Nantz, the golf and football guy for CBS. Like he never, dude. Put him in the game. He's gonna suck. He's gonna suck, but he knows the game. Yeah. But like tactically, he's not gonna know, how the offensive line is shifting and what he's supposed to do. But he can call a game pretty well.
Vikings' new line coach, Jim Nantz.
Yeah, Jim Nantz. Yeah, Jim Nantz. That just sounds like a couple you have dinner with. Who we meet at the Olive Garden? Oh, Jim and Nantz. Yeah, we're gonna meet them over there.
Do not sit me across from Nance again because she talks my ear off.
She talks my ear off. By the way, can I tell you the cutest thing that I saw today? I went over to the little corner store, and Diesel was just like, he finally went to the bathroom because he wouldn't go to the bathroom last night because it was raining. He just stands there. He stands there in protest. No, I will not poop. And so he's finally pooping. And then I just see this police officer that's looking at me like, you better pick that up. And I'm like, oh, that's the state. That's the state of the police force right now in Minneapolis. You're like, this is what I'm gonna do. And by the way, if you're a police, I'm for the police. I know that's not a popular thing to say here, but then I picked up the poop, and the guy goes, okay, good. And then the guy walks over to a blue golf cart, and he's like wipes down the seat because it was kind of missed rating or whatever. And he gets in his police golf cart, and it had a little Minneapolis police thing. And I was like, oh, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen. That's the funniest thing that I've ever seen in my life.
Meep, meep.
Oh, my God. I laughed so hard, and like
I've never seen this.
There's a guy with a gun in a golf cart, and I'm laughing at him. I'm laughing because I love that Minneapolis is like, defund the police, and then now this guy was like, now I got a golf cart. Like,
you don't understand. They've all been replaced with mall cops. Those aren't police.
Those aren't. This guy. Well, this guy looked like he had been on the force for like. He looked like he's about to get a pension in about 8 months, and now he has to ride around in this humiliating golf cart. The golf cart even had like burly tires, like he's gonna be out in the snow. He's probably gonna be shoveling. It's gonna have one of those little things on the front of it that just like little plows. But yeah, I was like, in my head, I was just like, Officer Sandwich.
What would you rather? You have that job. What would you rather have? The little golf cart or a Segway?
Oh, I'd rather have the golf cart.
Golf cart.
Yeah. I mean, this thing had rad wheels and rad rims, but yeah. Oh my God. Like I just looked at we made eye contact when he sat down in the golf cart, and I wanted to go, oh, do you want to play through?
I think I saw your ball over there. Go ahead.
This is Officer Sandwich. We have a par 4 in progress. Somebody didn't rake the sand trap. These are the crimes that are happening in Minneapolis right now.
Would he have added an extra bag for you if you didn't have one?
I hope so. I hope that if he's that militant about it, but like I always pick up Diesel's poop.
Look, grab, and hands it to you.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's got it in his utility belt. Comes over, he's like, yeah, this is actually part of it. I'm like very serious about grass maintenance.
The little City of Minneapolis logo on it.
Yeah. To protect and serve. But Minneapolis police, I want to let you know I love you and I respect you, and I want to let them know that. And I know there's going to be people out there that when I say that, they're going to be like, but actually, well, don't come to my shows. Don't come to my shows. I don't like you. You're no fun.
The good news is also, I was talking to Brandon before, there aren't a ton of tickets left for these shows.
There are almost no
Yeah.
tickets. And when I say that, the people that I'm talking about, I've realized that my demographic is not people that are no fun. Like,
there you go.
There's people that are like, there's people that are fun and they can take a joke and they like, maybe they have sides on either issue or whatever. And then there's the people that are just the no fun people. They're no fun. And I've noticed that like entertainment caters to those people almost exclusively. Like, and I'm like, no, why are we making fun for people that are no fun? Like, and I'm literally not talking about people that are like for or against any cause. You know the people, right and left and center, that are just no fun.
Yeah.
They're no fun. And I feel like we're making every movie, every TV show. So many stand-up comedians are like, well, I want the no fun people like me. And it's like, okay, well, we know you have a disapproving mother and you're trying make comedy for her then. But don't try to impress this population that's no fun and they don't buy tickets.
Yeah, I think I might have gotten a conversation with one on Facebook last night that didn't end well, but
Yeah.
I'll just leave that like that.
Yeah, they're like, and by the way, if you're no fun, just keep doing it. Like, keep doing that. Keep enjoying hating things that are fun. Like, keep taking things too seriously that are jokes.
That's a big one.
Yeah,
That's a big one.
Like, comedy is. I'm not the person that said this. Stanhope was the originator of this thought. Yeah, I'm talking about things that are hard, and I'm making a joke about it. And people go, "Oh, you're gonna make fun of that?" Yeah, it's my job as a comedian to take something hard, and I make fun out of it. That's what I do.
Yeah,
And I feel like we're in a biker bar. Comedy's a biker bar, and there's an organic vegan bookstore down the road that's like, I don't like what they're doing in that biker bar. And it's like, well, screw you. We have knives. like we have knives. And it used to be that those people were afraid of getting their feelings hurt. And we have capabilities to hurt their feelings. And we should do it. We like stay away. Stay away from our biker bar. And I will respect all of your views on whichever side.
Yep.
But
I love it.
just don't try to police our biker bar. That's my thing.
Pete, we need to talk about one of the biggest changes in your life since last time you were here.
Yeah.
You got married.
I got married. I'm super. Oh
Congrats!
my God. Dude, it's the best. It's so great. Like,
Two-time club.
Dude, 2 times. Yeah, I did the joke. I did the joke on the Tonight Show because I just got married and everybody claps, and then I'm like, well, thanks for clapping, but it's my second marriage, so I'm refurbished. And, I was just thinking about that case of electronics at Best Buy where you're like, oh my God, a MacBook for $20.
Don't mind the dents. It still works.
Don't mind it.
Still works.
But yeah, and then I was talking to these local radio guys in Omaha. Well, they're syndicated, Todd and Tyler, and then they're like, oh, it's your second marriage, and I go, yeah, kind of feels like buying a new car. I go, oh, I'm gonna take care of this one, and then that one was the next joke in the set.
Yes.
And but yeah, I think being married for the second time, I think it's great. I think I'm a better version of myself. I think this wife is just way better, and like, hands down. And younger and younger, prettier, yeah. And I'm not. I'm way older. But,
Same, man.
but no, it's again. Don't come to our biker bar.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Oh, that's fantastic. Where? Who did you propose or did she propose? Who proposed?
Oh, we had a gender neutral proposal.
What the hell does that mean?
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I don't know. No, we.
The dog brought it up.
I proposed to her. So her favorite holiday is Christmas. She loves Christmas, and her mom has this advent calendar where like every day she gets like a new little gift or whatever. And usually the last piece in the advent calendar is like a necklace or earring, some sort of jewelry.
Sure.
And it's been this way since my wife has been a little kid. Well, I was like, I need to hijack your advent calendar. And then I'm going to have the last piece be a clue because my wife loves riddles. She loves clues.
Okay.
So I made a clue, and then that led her to the freezer where there was another one. And that led her to underneath Diesel's dog bed. and then that led her to another thing, and then the last clue said, close your eyes and count to 3, and when your eyes open, Diesel might be humping me. Because if you kneel or anything on the ground, Diesel's like, oh, like this is sex, right? And he just comes over and we're like, and so I totally pictured the proposal being me getting down on one knee and then Diesel like just hilariously humping me and me being like, so I was like, let's plan for it. So she opens up her eyes and I just had the ring right there and I was like, will you marry me? And normally guys give like a speech, you know, like, here's what you mean to me and this is how you've changed my life. Dude, if I would have done that, I would have cried my eyes out and I would have ruined Christmas. And my wife loves my emotions, but I was like, let's just do this quick and easy. And then she took the ring and was like just stunned. She was looking at her mom like, what the heck? I thought this is my Advent. I thought this gift was from you.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, she took the ring and this has been a debate, and maybe people in the online chat about this podcast can answer. But what percentage of wives out there actually said yes when they were proposed to, or did they say nothing? Because I've talked to so many guys, and it's split. Some of them go, "Hey, will you marry me?" Yes, yes, I will marry you. That's the movie thing, right? Most women are just freaking out. They're freaking out, and they're going, "Whoa, oh my God!" And of course, yes, like yes, they're so happy, but they don't ever answer. And so almost every guy that I know had to go, "Hey, answer the question," you know, like. And so I go, "Hey, you haven't answered my question." And she's like, "Yes, yes, I'll marry you, yes." And but my friend Pat, it was the same thing. He had to be like, he had to be like, Morgan, answer my question, like a defense attorney.
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember if she's said yes. Should we not have got married? Did she say yes?
I think this is null and void. I think this is the prenup.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Don't pick her up. Don't pick her up later.
I got a +1 for the show tonight if anybody can get hold of me.
But yeah, it's like apparently, yeah, a lot. I mean, but it's not a bad thing or anything like that. I think it's you're actually caught off guard.
Yeah,
you're surprised
absolutely.
in the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah.
My wife told me she actually would not have been against doing the thing at the baseball game where they're doing like the kiss cam.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden the last person and the guy gets down and proposes.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I would have been okay with that. I'm like, really?
That's great.
Wow. I just did it like we were in our bathroom.
You're in your bathroom.
It was Christmas too, actually.
Hey, look at that.
So look at that.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, good. It's a great day for proposals. It's kind of a 2-in-1 gift. Like, because you're gonna have to buy that ring anyway, and then, well, I actually bought her more gifts because I knew my wife, and if I was just like, well, that's your gift, like, even if it's not that she's like,
oh yeah, well, that doesn't cover all of
it.
No.
It's not that she's gift hungry; it's that she wants more to open. So, like, I got her a bunch of. The gifts that she first opened, and I had her do this, were it was almost like a bridal party thing. Like I got her a little bag that said bride, and then I got her these mugs that said like bride, groom, and then I got Diesel a little handkerchief that said like my parents are engaged, and I got her every knick-knack that you could buy on Amazon.com for a lady that just got engaged. Like that's the kind of stuff that her friends would bring to the bachelorette party. I got her all that stuff, like a bag full of it, and she was like, "Oh, this is so funny." Like that, yeah.
Was there a big honeymoon? Did you go somewhere and celebrate?
Yeah, we did.
Went somewhere warm?
I ended up having a gig in Puerto Rico for the Melting Pot restaurants. So we had our whole honeymoon scheduled that we were going to go to. We were going to go to Colombia, to Cartagena, and then we were going to go to Peru, and we were going to hike Machu Picchu.
Wow!
And because my wife loves hiking, I love beach stuff, relaxation. I even love like city chaos, which Cartagena is the most chaos.
Okay.
And but then my agent called and was like, "Hey man, I got a gig for you. You got to do it. It's during your honeymoon." And I was like, "No." I was like, "No, 100% no." And he goes, "You got to take a look at this number." And I looked at the number, and I walked into my wife's office at home, and I was like, "Hey, I got to do a gig during the honeymoon." And she was like, she didn't say no. She goes. And I go, "Look at the number," and she goes, "Oh yeah, you're doing that."
Oh wow.
She's like, 100%, you're doing that.
Wow.
Yeah, and so we went down there. That's how we started the honeymoon. Well, we were exhausted from the wedding. That's what you know. And we went out the night after the wedding, and then we stayed up all night, and then we just flew to Puerto Rico. So as soon as we got into our hotel, we just were like, we need to go to sleep. The melting pot got us this great sweet. Then they got me a bottle of Macallan 18 because they know that I like that. And then they wanted to give me this gift basket. And I was like, yeah, can you just wait on that? Because we need to go to sleep forever. So it's a different country. There's different rules. And we're staying at this 5-star resort. And they just knock on the door and they just come in. And they see me sleeping with my CPAP machine on. So they call medical and they're like, we have a medical emergency. And so the next thing I know, like the Puerto Rico paramedics, who, by the way, don't speak English. It's a part of America, and but most of, we all go to like vacation spots where we're like, oh, they all speak English. Yeah, they do, but the rest of the island doesn't.
Yeah.
And so I wake up.
And apparently don't have CPAP machines.
Yeah, apparently they don't have this problem, or the world is like, we're not solving it for them. But I wake up and have to start speaking Spanish, like out of a dead sleep, like take my CPAP mask off, if you see men standing over your bed, you flip up your CPAP mask like you're a catcher that's like, oh, I got this foul ball.
I got it.
And they're just looking at me and speaking Spanish, and so I had to like speak Spanish about my CPAP to them and be like, no, like
oh my God,
like no, I'm not in danger, no, I'm not sick, no, like I'm okay. CPAP machine. I'm going on my phone, Googling it, showing it to them, doing Google Translate into Spanish. But I was just like,
oh my God.
And it's all because they got Nicole and I these frosted glasses that said enjoy it said like Macallan Scotch and then Pete and Nicole wedding, and it was really nice. And then they got us a charcuterie board and a cake, but like that caused the paramedics to wake me up. And so that was the start of the honeymoon. And then that night I crushed at that thing. And then we spent an extra night in Puerto Rico. And San Juan is amazing. Dude, Cartagena is chaos. I don't know if Cartagena, Colombia.
I know nothing about it.
Okay. Well, we were scared to go to Colombia because Colombians are the ones that the Mexican cartel is afraid of. So we're like, why are we going there on our honeymoon? We're going to a place where people go. By the way, it's beautiful. I recommend that people go to Colombia. But if you are white and you look like me and you're walking down the street using your Google Maps, you're just gonna get swarmed by people.
Yeah.
And people, oh, sir, would you like a bracelet? Sir, your wife is very pretty. Can I braid her hair? Sir. And this is just like walking through the town square, and I would just collect people. And my wife, at one point, she took a picture, and she goes, you're like Jesus. You just collect people and then keep walking. And it's because I would engage with them, and I'd be like, no, thank you. But you can't even do that. You just need to, like, just say nothing and keep walking.
Yeah.
Well, so every single day I would go somewhere. I'd just have to, like, go get something from the store, and then I'd collect people, and then the concierge at our hotel would be like, basta, basta, yeah, like, stop it. So one day I had to go get CPAP soap for my cool CPAP, and this CPAP's been a problem for the whole Latin trip. And I go into the store, and it's like I'm like using my phone to try to like do the picture translate of like what does this mean, and so I'm just trying to find antibacterial soap so that I can wash my CPAP with antibacterial soap. And this lady is wearing khaki shorts and a polo, and she's like, oh, can I help you? And she says in English. I was like, oh, thank God, yes, you can help me. And so I was like, I just need antibacterial soap for my CPAP machine. And she goes, you want this one? And I like pointed my phone at it. I was like, you're so right. And I go, you know what? And I took money out of my pocket, and I gave it to her. I go, here's the tip. And she goes, actually, and she hands it back to me. She goes, I don't work here. And I was like, oh no. And we're deep into a store. I'm like, there's no way I can get surrounded right now. And she goes, actually, if there's any way that, and like all of a sudden, just like a little toddler walks around the corner, like she had planned this out with him. Actually, well, this is my son, and I just need diapers and formula and food. Is there any way you could buy us some diapers and formula and food? And I was like, yeah, I can do that. I was like, yeah, that's totally great. And I was like, go get what you want. Meet me at the cash register. So I go up there with my soap that costs like 87 cents American, and then she has her stuff. And the next thing I see is like her friend, like pokes her head around. It was like a Disney movie.
Oh no!
Like just these sweet charismatic, like funny people, like
All these eyes start popping up in the bushes, like right.
yeah, and they're like, oh, he's buying diapers and formula. Will you buy it for me? And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. And then I was like, yeah. And I can show you the picture. So all of a sudden I'm surrounded by, it was like this cash register island just surrounded with women, almost like a stock trading floor. And they're just waving diapers. And I was diapers and formula. And I'm so stressed out. I'm like, I just wanted soap. I just please make it. And the cashier's looking at me like, what do you want to do? And so I go, can you tell him to stop? And then she's like, basta. And they like shut up for a second. And then they just start doing it again. So I say to the lady, so the original lady was pregnant, by the way. This is a crazy part of the story. I go, hey, you started this. You need to solve it. Just tell him no more. I'll buy all this, but no more. And so she tells them that. This other lady punches the pregnant lady, right? The pregnant lady punches her back. And I'm like, I just yell. I was like, basta. Like, and they all stop. And I was like, I said to the cashier, I go, how much is the whole shelf of diapers? How much is the whole shelf of formula? Because people just keep coming in and grabbing it. I'm like, what's the whole shelf? So she goes over there with a calculator, and it wound up being like, I think it was like $100 American or whatever. And I was like, let's do it. So I bought the whole shelf. I was like, I'm buying the whole shelf. So you need to leave here and go over there and get as much as you can.
Oh my God.
I go, I'm buying the whole shelf. And so they're just shoveling it, and I was like, and she was like, dee, and I scanned my credit card, and I got the hell out of there. Well, there's this one guy that kept hitting me up all week. I'd just be walking through town, and he'd be like, he would literally go like, bracelets, necklace, and I'd be like, no, man, I don't want that. And he'd be like, cocaine, you want cocaine? And I'm like, how did you go from bracelet, necklace to cocaine? And he comes up to me, and he goes, thanks, man. He goes, you just bought my wife and my baby, formula and whatever. And I was like, I go, you sell cocaine. I go, how bad at selling cocaine are you?
What
that,
the fuck,
that you
dude?
don't have enough money for diapers and formula? That's like an instant moneymaker. I was like, and I'm roasting this guy in the street. He like walked me in my hotel as I made fun of him. I'm like, you're a bad drug dealer. That you're supposed to get chains and like a car with rims.
Yeah, man.
And you're like, thank you so much for the formula, man. But yeah, I would like.
Oh my God.
But yeah, and I had so many friends that would, because I have allergies. Like I'm wiping my nose right now. I have allergies, and I would just walk down the street, just looking like a white tourist, like I am, just wiping my nose for my allergies. And so these people would just flock.
Well, of course, they're like, hey, he's been doing coke all night.
Yeah, oh, this guy definitely wants what we have.
We know the runny nose in Colombia. Yeah. There's only one explanation for that.
Yeah, and like I don't know, I'm a big fan of trying what they have in the place that's their specialty, right? Like if you're in Wisconsin, you have the cheese, right? If you're in Chicago, you get a deep dish pizza.
Sure.
If you're out in Silicon Valley, you take an Uber, right? They invented them, right? They're fresh. But like I really in Colombia, I was like, oh man, I'd love to try that, but I didn't trust any of these guys, and so I did none of it. I did none of it.
I remember going. We did our honeymoon, second wedding.
Mm-hmm.
We went on a cruise. No, I take that back. We went to Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to combine two things. Cruise,
Yeah, I'm
first
on.
marriage, and same thing. You get hit up a lot by people in Jamaica when you're walking around, and we were told by people that have been there a lot, don't brush them off by saying maybe tomorrow or find me tomorrow or something.
Oh, because they're going to be there.
Because they'll remember you and be like, you told me yesterday to be here today.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I took that to heart, and yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, that's
yeah.
It's it was crazy because we got to Peru, and Peru just has the most polite, delightful people. And so like instead of like hey man, bracelet, necklace, cocaine, like they were like, hello sir, like would you like a bracelet? You'd be like, no gracias. De nada.
Oh wow.
De nada.
Wow.
And they were Peru was amazing. Machu Picchu was awesome. I did this tour guide service, and it was like my wife and I were joking around because like every one of our tour guides was just like a super hot lady, and I was like, did I book like the hot lady tour? Are these like hot cops? You know, like is this lady gonna have a Bluetooth speaker that she sets down? Like what is this? My wife was like, I think it's just all the ladies here are pretty hot.
This will end up in a dance party somewhere.
Yeah, this is.
We might be sightseeing, but we're gonna end up in a disco.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. We only do about a half hour, so we got to wrap this thing up here, Pete.
Oh yeah. D, are you ready to wrap it up?
Yeah. So you're at Acme the rest of the week. Let's see, and then you're gonna. Hopefully, we'll see you on Netflix down the line here.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah, I would. By the way, Diesel has now transitioned to your side of the room.
Yeah.
He's now being a jean sniffer.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
What do you smell on those jeans?
Do you have
We're on the
dogs?
floor at home, so.
Oh yeah. He's like, yep. That checks out. It smells like floor.
Yep. Oh, you got one cat. I could tell.
Yep.
Yep.
Diesel will walk up to TSA like bomb sniffing dogs and like walk up to him like, yeah, this checks out. He's just the most confident dog. Hi, buddy. Yeah.
I love that. I hope you come back when you come back next year. Diesel is here as well.
Yeah, I hope so. He beat cancer last year. I was telling them he got melanoma on his paw, and then he had to go through like the full radiation, and like he had to go through. They have basically like the Mayo Clinic for dogs down in Arizona, and so we put him through the whole thing. At the end of it, they gave him a little cape that said, "I'm a pet survivor. I'm a pet hero."
Oh my!
Yeah, he hated it. He chewed it up.
Did he get to ring the bell or whatever? And he was done with.
No, but it was funny. This really great cancer doctor down there. I'm gonna name him by name because he's so great. His name is Dr. Boshoven, and him and his wife, they have a practice down there. And he goes, you know how I knew your dog was gonna make it? And I go, how? And he goes, when I bring him into the back for his treatments, he was bullying the other cancer dogs. Like he just was like, because Diesel's just like when he puts on the service vest, he's like, I'm at work, I'm good. And then outside of that, he's DB dogging. He's gonna get the zoomies. He's gonna be a maniac. He loves to like alpha other dogs. But there's this dog that the nickname was Mr. Lumps. He just had the most lumps, and like poor guy. I think he survived. Let's say for the story he survived. But apparently Diesel was just like suck it, Mr. Lumps. We always have Diesel's like we have a joke in our house that like let's say one of us like my wife will like fake attack me, and whoever's losing the fake attack, Diesel will go after them because he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna be on the winning team.
Oh my god!
And
That's not what they're supposed to do.
No, but we think it's just so funny that he's like, oh, you're dying? Let me help.
Ultimate bully.
Yeah, he's a total bully. And hey, buddy, he's behind me. Wait, it's such a funny character. If he was a character in a show, it was like just the total anti-hero. It's so funny.
I love it. I love it so much. Pete, thank you for doing this once again. You have the best stories. We have a million things we could also continue to talk about, but we're out of time.
We're out of time.
Follow you on social media. You're a great follow. You got all these clips.
Yeah, follow me at Peatley. Follow my YouTube. If enough of you follow me on there, I'll do my special there instead of on
there you go. You can
Netflix,
change the future. Follow Pete on YouTube.
Change the future.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go.
All
Thanks,
right.
Pete.
Thank you.